Well, welcome everybody for cooking in the great outdoors. Today we're going to cook up a Thanksgiving dinner complete with dessert. So we'll just get at it here to keep the video short. First we're going to start with the dessert because that takes the longest to cook. We're just going to make a Dutch apple cupcake. So just like the Dutch apple pie, we're going to start with an apple pie filling. We're going to have some cinnamon. We have flour and some oats. Here's a quick way you could just bring oats with. And of course some butter. You can pre-mix the crumb topping at home, or you can mix it while you're out there just for speed. I kind of prep stuff ahead of time. So we have our apple pie filling. I actually diced it up a little bit more because the cupcake wrappers will be a little bit small. So I diced that and just packaged it up, shelf stable. So the whole goal here is to a meal that you can completely cook outside and that's shelf stable. So you can actually throw it in a backpack, take it with you, prep. Just to make it easier to explain today, I kind of expanded it so you can see probably how to shrink it down so you can take the meal with you. So after, and then I mixed the crumb topping. It's like I said, oats, flour. I'm going to show you the recipe real quick. Right now it's keeping my gravy cold, warm. So crumb topping, so oats, flour, cinnamon, and butter all mashed together. And basically I just spooned in the apple pie filling into the cups, and then when I went around I then did the crumb topping on top of it. Kind of a cute little treat. Something new, something I like to do is cook with pie pans. You can get these pie pans, probably better to get them at a grocery store, at a craft store instead of a grocery store. The ones you get at the grocery store probably won't be as robust as you need to handle the heat. So another unique way to cook is I'm going to cook on a Dutch oven instead of necessarily in a Dutch oven like we're probably all used to. So I just supported it on this picnic table with some rocks, keep the heat away from it. Got about a 350 degree heat going on in there. Sorry, kind of shifting around. So if I count to 7 and I still have skin on my hand, that seems like 350. These grates you can get at, I got these at Walmart. So basically you could just put the finished pies on there. And of course anybody who's cooked with Dutch ovens know that briquettes equal temperature. So here I found out about 6 or 7 makes a good heat. So probably let this bake at about, like I said, the 350-ish temperature for about 40 minutes. This is I did just bake these a little bit ago. You can see they turned out really well. They're going to be our dessert in a little bit. So simple enough, as easy as pie. Now we're going to move over and quickly cook up the Thanksgiving dinner. Every Thanksgiving dinner, right, has got turkey as a main course and sides of stuffing, mashed potatoes. So instead of, I couldn't find any bagged turkey, so we're going to pretend chicken is turkey today. So to get this preheated, I actually, excuse me, the camera's moving around, I actually put hot water into it and it kind of preheated. Now the meat's already cooked, so that's a good thing. You don't have to worry about undercooking the meat. So it's all pre-cooked, nice and shelf stable in a bag, in your backpack, wherever you want to go with it. So like I said, I just put in hot water, a cup of hot water just a couple minutes ago. Get that chicken nice and warm. Like I said, it's already cooked, so you don't have to worry about that. So that's all ready to go. Let's start out with, so we're going to layer this like a shepherd's pie. There goes my stuffing. Like a shepherd's pie. So we'll start with the potatoes, instant potatoes. Really easy to make up. Takes about a cup and a half of water, depending on your package. Always make sure you read the package. So just because I'm trying to do this one-handed, I'm just going to simplistically dump it all in there. If you've made shepherd's pie, so now this is a pie pan. It's a little thicker, and I'm lazy, so I just covered it with foil ahead of time because I hate dishes, and I'd rather pack out some dirty tin foil. Next is the stuffing. So here's the setup I used to boil the water ahead of time. Real simple. You can even get probably a little bit more minimalistic like that. Jet boils are great. This is just a cheap setup I got at the store. Next comes the stuffing. You can use pretty much any stuffing you want. Chicken stovetop was my favorite today. And a cup and a half of water, so that's sitting there. So actually my next layer now is going to be the chicken. This is not only one pot cooking or one pan cooking, this is also one-handed cooking, because I don't have anybody to be my cameraman. Alright, good layer of that. Now this might gross some people out. Don't feel like you need to do it. So this is a shelf-stable corn, comes in a cup. I did drain it. Some people don't like their food to touch. This is probably not the recipe for you. A little bit of corn in there. Use it all up there. Awesome. Now for the top layer of the stuffing. Again, now the package, you pretty much don't want to be opening it ahead of time, but the package makes a lot of stuffing. So if you like a lot of stuffing, that's awesome. More stuffing than I can get a pie pan cover on, for sure. So here we go. Kind of spread it out. The stuffing got a little clumpy. It did sit for a little bit trying to get the camera all prepped, but I think you get the general idea there. You got 4 layers. It's kind of a so let's now we're going to pretend 40 minutes has gone by over here on the Dutch oven. Surprise. So honestly, I'm just going to take the lid and put it on top of that. Here's our yummy cooked those. Yeah, we'll come back and cook those later. Now again, I get. Okay, that's not going to work. Excuse me while I try to get this whole thing up on the Dutch oven stove without burning both my fingers off. There we go. Now everything was kind of pre-cooked, depending on how fast and how cool it is out here. Today is a beautiful day to be cooking outside, but if it was like a little bit colder, like a typical Thanksgiving, you might want to give this probably up to a half hour to heat all the way through. Everything was warm to begin with, so it shouldn't take too long. And now we're just sitting down to the table. Here's the finished product. I baked this a little earlier. Now, of course, you can't have Thanksgiving dinner. Sorry if the camera's moving too much. I just made up some turkey gravy here. Gravy, instant gravy, very easy. All you gotta do is boil water and make sure it doesn't burn on the bottom. I forgot salt and pepper, so make sure if you want salt and pepper, you bring it next time. Man, the more gravy, the better, in my opinion. Especially if you did a lot of hiking out here. These are like calorie-free. So they say if you eat it in the outdoors, there's no calories. So that's a good thing. I like a little wine with my Thanksgiving dinner. I brought a little box of wine. I got a sample. It's still good. It is still good. So, bon appetit for our meal. When you're done, we can move on to dessert. Again, here's the Dutch apple cupcakes we made. They're actually cooling down a little bit. You can use another pie pan flipped over on top like we were cooking them to let that keep kind of warm. Sometimes it's nice to have a warm beverage afterwards, so you can Starbucks, here's a plug for you. The Via coffee tubes aren't too bad, and just brought some shelf-stable coffee creamer with, or hot cider. Who doesn't like hot cider? We still probably have some hot water left in our boiler there. So that's about it. Hope you enjoyed it. Like it. It's my first time. We'll try to make some more videos coming up. Have a good day. Bye.